안녕!
How are you doing, oppa?
오빠?
It's kind of weird.
오빠! Actually, today we're going to talk about 오빠.
Not just oppa, but 언니, 형, 누나,
누나.
all that.
That's right, because a lot of people actually ask us,
Food.
hey, what's different with like 오빠, 언니, 누나, 형? Can you kind of like tell us a little bit more about it? Ta-da! This is a chart. So here you can see 오빠, 형, 언니, 누나. And later we'll talk more about the down part. But 오빠 and 형 and 언니 and 누나, they are the same category. So what's the difference? First of all, do you know when to use 오빠 and 언니?
Oni, you mean
언니.
언니?
언니?
All of a sudden, its pronunciation has gone out the door.
So you know when to use 오빠, 언니?
Yeah, well, I technically would be calling you oppa because I'm a woman and you're an older male, so oppa. But it's kind of weird because I don't know. I think of you as like my younger brother, kidult. Remember, he's a kidult here, so he should actually be like my dongseng. But you know,
Unfortunately, yeah. Thank you that you made my day. Woohoo! That's right though. When you address somebody who's older than you, but remember, you guys have to be close enough. All right? Cause you cannot like go to random people and say, "Oppa." People will be like,
뭐?
"Whoa, what's going on with her?" So when you're close enough, so you address the older one as oppa and 언니. And what's different? What about for guys? That's actually the girl way of calling it. For me as a guy, when I call an older guy or older girl, I have to call him 형 or 누나. Ta-da! So the same thing, the oppa and 형 is the same thing, but it is used by different gender. So for Leah, she has to use the red side, and for me, I have to use the blue side. So 형 is actually from this 한자 word, 형디 대 형, 형. And then 누나 is when I address like an older 누나.
Older female.
Older sister, yeah. Or I could even call my real sister 누나. That's how I call Victoria 누나. That's why I. Do you use that at home?
We used to, yeah, when we were younger.
Oh, really?
So my
So you
brother
say
would call me
oppa.
Nuna, and then my sister would call me 언니.
Yep. So remember, it's not the opposite side, but you, the person who used the word. If you're a guy, use the blue ones, 형, 누나. And for you, as a girl, you have to use 오빠, 언니. Okay, don't change it.
I don't know why they would change it.
I know sometimes because a lot of people say oppa. Gangnam Style,
Oppa,
everybody say
Gangnam
oppa,
Style.
oppa. So a lot of guys thought that guys could use oppa, but no, for guys you have to
no.
use 형.
Yeah.
Oppa 나 좀 봐. And here we will also talk more about 아줌마 and 아저씨. You hear that a lot, I'm sure. Do you know the meaning of it?
It, like ajumma.
It's so
and
sensitive,
ajushi,
right?
it's- Yeah, I mean, not only does it have like its kind of English equivalent, but I feel like in Korean culture there's a lot also attached to those words. Like you can mean a lot of different things. It can be just like, oh yeah, she's an ajumma, but then it could also be kind of
Offensive.
a offensive word, or ajushi, like oh.
나이도 있으신 분이 자꾸 아저씨 특히 거북하네.
Usually 아줌마 and 아저씨, it's more like when you call a middle-aged person or somebody who's an adult. So, for example, that's hard to explain because some people, when they're old, they still look young. So you just want to call them 언니.
Especially in Korea.
Yeah. So a tip for you, if you want to make them happy, even though they're old, you could call them 형, 누나 instead of 아줌마, 아저씨. Yeah, so I'm sure, especially when you go to restaurant, you know, you hear it a lot, right? Ding dong, 아줌마, 밥 좀 주세요, 물 좀 주세요. So actually, no, but during that time, it's a little rude if you call her 누나. Hey 누나, it's a little fake too, you know? So you don't want to be so fake. So usually for your mother's side sisters, you address them as 이모. 이모. So, 이모. 안녕하세요 이모. Do you use that at home? Do you call your 이모?
Yeah, my mother has one sister, so I call her imo.
Yeah, the same with me. I live with my 이모. So I say 이모. So yeah, 이모. And for 삼촌 you use it for, you know, your parents, like brothers, siblings, whether it's older or younger. So the reason why I give you two versions is 아줌마 could sometimes, like you say, could sometimes sound really like calling them an old lady. 아줌마. So if you want to sound better, you could say 이모.
Auntie.
Auntie, yeah. I like how Singaporean English. Hey, auntie. Do you know about that? Singaporean English? Auntie.
No.
That's the same word. It's ajuma or emo. But emo sounds better. And ajashi too, you could call them samchon. Samchon. If you know Ayu, you know singer?
Oh, I've
Are you-
heard of this.
Oppa
person.
na 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 na. Okay. Does that sound like her? No. But that's how they call her fans, samchon fan instead of ajashi fan. You know, they say samchon fan. Ayu samchon fan. So this actually sound more soft and better.
So if you say, for example, like you're friends with someone who's really close in age with you, like my sister is 2 years younger than me, so there's a clear age gap. So she calls me 언니, or she used to. But what if you're really close in age?
Good question. So let's say usually in Korea when your age difference is 1 year. So if I'm born in 1988 and my friend is 1987, so I have to call him 형, no matter what.
Okay.
But sometimes it's like you're saying, okay, he is 87, but he is 87 December, and I'm 88 March, so we only a few months different. That's all up to you. You guys can talk about it. You know, usually we say, 야, 우리 그냥 친구하자. Let's just be friends. Then we just call each other, yeah, you know, just friends. Unless you say that, 그냥 형 불러, call me 형. Then that's how it's really personal and depending on how you guys want to do.
Okay. So you guys actually talk about it though.
Yeah.
Like there's a moment, there's a significant moment in the relationship.
And that's
Yeah.
really weird because sometimes, let's say you're like 1 year difference, like few months difference, and I call you, let's say 친구하자, let's be 친구, and your friend is also like few months different, but our gap with me and your friend, the gap is like 1 year different. So you guys are 친구 and I'm 친구, so how am I supposed to address him or her? You understand what I mean?
Right. Because
So
then
that's really sensitive. So it's all up to you. Some people even argue out of that, like, 야, 나 형이야. Oh, but don't fight and just go talk it over it. All right?
communication, that's the key to a good relationship.
Yep. So last but not least, remember, guys, don't, even though the famous song Oppa Gangnam Style, Oppa is only used for girls.
Girls, women.
So
Yeah,
guys
women.
use 형 or 누나, and girls use
오빠 and 언니.
yeah. Dun, 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 dun. So don't get confused. So guys, remember, if you have any more question about, you know, addressing people or anything, remember to send us messages on YouTube. Leave it down in the comments or email us if you want, but it's better just comment down there. And remember to click like.
Yeah, and
좋아요.
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Ah.
So ask us anything and we will see you guys very soon again.
Yeah, next week, right?
Bye!